All right, yes, I so I'm a munina kwa babiem and family pepe so channel so ewo YouTube. Yena mase se muguso na mo hwe yen. Abrenya bibia no yena se any supporter mode ema yen. Na o hwe no na o hwe dwumadi amobi enso ahwe bi. Me patcho se na any da edikan ya o hwe yen a. Bo mode ase obe subscribe e de ama yen. Won so o ta hwe yen videos. Nemom on subscribe e emeka abusuaku no ho. Bo mode ase on so be subscribe Edi amaye. Once you are watching, it is very easy to subscribe. So we share there. Do you want subscribe? You know, say subscribe. You na baby go. I trust subscribe go. Ha de e chat one. So me also pe D eba be chat one. Na ye subscribed. Na also waba ababeka ebusuaku no. Eti bomodi aso be subscribe. Edi amaye. Aya na wabo extra. Edi aso wa hwe wi ni pepe so eyes no. What the extra? Extra ne XTRA. I have Black Star Stories. Egu Ghanaian players omo ewo amanane omo update any ade nyina no. Ye de ba ewo sa channel no so. Eti bomode a se obe subscribe no so ede amaye. Now enra na meeting ekwoso na comment maybe about that meeting. We here we do not have the power to describe and also to show the editorial or to determine the editorial policy of other channels, any other media houses. What we do is to respect Obia. Any said here, or not ebe any there. Inti ayana normally, and conform and as among others or more content or my we don't find it necessary to comment on it here. And also will be in a video. Na ahano wabe rebati, ube rebata as if the repository of all knowledge and wisdom. We don't do that. We do our content. Sometimes it may differ from somebody's content, but not necessarily a planned rebuttal. So be in content na ye be rebuttal debi enya sani ye no. Enti a lot of comments akoso, a lot of opinions akoso about Asante Kotoko management stroke technical meeting eno ekoso. Na people have described it as a crunch meeting. If you might describe it, say, to say, with all kinds of ways as they choose their editorial policy to more at the buy. You may row. Namo mubusame o medium pepe, and then a corso, and you say before by meeting us, and you say heated, and for him could see and SMP. Mabo bosoka krebi, Eddie Amamo Ewo. Kaisa Sante Kotkonyami Atuma. Ochina Kotoko ewo game one Accra Lions enable Asante Kotoko ne Accra Lions ebebo outstanding match which they should be 22 or something na omo clear e dey free o afi ni esi anim Kotoko ekobo Accra Lions game bi ba one Nations FC ebebo ewo Abrankese in another tough encounter and also ebeye a difficult one oh ni nyina no ye bewuram na ye dey ehon nsem no e dey ama ahwefo no any afi yen atiefo no enti ene anopai eho ene ewura will analyze all of that for you later in the day. Maybe 20 players are travel to Accra. In fact, because it is an Accra game, Kotoko are traveling today and one esim akopie mu ankran akoda na china one abo game no the 20-man squad me beba and now me who comment bi no be say Kotoko squad na me di tudwa no e kan obi na Kotoko entimi eni nkonim me di ball na chi ache na Kotoko de ma follow ache yie pa as obi ana me Kotoko chi tani at that time from my JHS days to my SHS days university days there are certain comments when it comes. I know me say Kotoko elusu a Kotoko baba ya supposed to elusu a minimo bia ya lusu game no line stadium kra wu na behebo a no nkofo tonsuo ni kwadunom na monim no de ahye sa nkofo. So it is normal. It doesn't deter us from doing our jobs. Nyame ya doma Barcelona ebo Dortmund ene Barcelona team o de bo Dortmund no ade a eba beto dwaman day. You understand? Dortmund team no beto dwaman day. Real Madrid team a omo ede ebo on Wednesday on Arsenal no right after Sunday game Madrid ebo you know and 20 players are coach Carlo Ancelotti after omo dey call camp ebeto dwa. It's normal. Asante Kotoko ebebo CAF Champions League. Say Kotoko 2 kwan free Ghana or quite in players or diako. So the squad will come out. Again, unim Kotoko. Na obi a serious team, Tesa Accra Lions. How serious they are. They don't need me, Pepe Suarez, to tell them the 20 players. No? What we do is to provide information to Asante Kotoko Chitafo. It's a so fantastic, no problem. But that's the job that we do. And I got a call from K. Yes, K, I think you are in Maryland or US. Yeah, branches. So yes, a branch, papa. K seems to be 95 or 94. K, one catch up commentary by me ignore. Thank you for that advice. Magia tumpa. Enti anope young room. Na meeting a course. Na edi kind so obi describing say emergency meeting, a crunch meeting. It is something that happens every day. I could call every game bia omo area de chia omo ye meeting. So obakaya ebrana prosper ogun IMC member. Some of us had issues and raised the issue say 80 second go game ya prosper nete ogun. Ebeda na ya friend about management meeting to come and explain, because this is something that is normal. Ebrana prosper and obey coach and na no here sa management through technical meeting. No, if the games are played on Sundays, Monday and opa they go and do that. I remember say Monday normally say 1 full week and a demo team no enye training and opa no enti ombako no makoye sa meeting no enye ne Kotoko coaches aba minimum from the days of Herbert Mensah Nana Bantamahene eba. You do that. It is not an emergency meeting that was called. Say bia Kotoko a drop points to be chim. Kotoko drop 2 points to be chim. And nunti and IMC na a emergency technical meeting. No, it is a normal routine. And obia unim Kotoko biano we idea AC. In fact, other sides, other clubs in an air, including the top clubs, more Europe. The coaches are called to explain what happened in games, to give briefing and all of that. Inter AC and Nubi NC. So the first thing I'm saying, Meritu John say, it is not an emergency meeting that was called because Kotoko dropping points. It is not a panic button. Because Obi from say Pepe, na is your move to meeting. You say near press a panic button, but a panic button. It is not a meeting that was called that is out of place. It is not a meeting that does not normally happen. It is the regular management stroke technical meeting. Asante Kotoko after games. Last 2 weeks, a bracket a ball through democracy game no area. Now almost everybody Chelsea no, the meeting was done. It is not something that is out of place. Omoko I think Zekotko Echo Kanduba last week, the meeting was done. It is a meeting that is done regularly, where the technical team is share management to give them briefing, technical briefing. Management express their opinion. Remember, saying Nekotko Ewo technical director. The technical director Ewo meeting nimbi. Na omunina ato adwen. Bebia coach bibia eso mo bona baso no mabo coach abaso. Bebia bibi koyo madwom se ebia ha de ankoyi no mabusa na coach edi nchirimu aba. So mo adwen kire bi fa ho a no mo so kire mo adwen edi afa ho, because yesabe mpanyufo se edi jawa ne edi aso awo. Na Apinkra ene Kwasi Appiah omo ene ye management members omo ne kura team no. Omo ena opemso de team na edi agya omo. Ene so opemso be so busa bibi about team na. Omfre the technical director, omfre the head coach. Obebusa edi free omo a yede agya omo. Entina ma chimsi edi jawa ne edi aso awo. Ti wo aso no oni ebefra mo abehwe na afi yedi ho nkomo. Me sure so what I say. So first of all, dispel those rumors. A crunch meeting that was called after the Chain United game, a emergency technical meeting. No, it is a routine meeting, something that is done regularly. That is number one. Again, I will not go deep into Nyomana. A CEO meeting, I see bebre. I don't want to go deep into it, but I'll give you the main points. And penny for and so erase meeting. I say, first of all, a certain discussion about the next game I could call buy beba, because Kotoko 2 games in the next 6 days. After Kotoko a ball game on Sunday, wabo Sunday Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So in the next 7 days, Kotoko 2 games, and the first game a Kotoko trip to Accra to play Accra Lions. Discussions were done about that particular game. The technical director, the sporting director, the chairman of the club, Ubiad Najenchire Edibai. Omoya discussions about that. Then discussions were further done about the Sunday game. These are normal things. So after game, we come and do soldier for because a debriefing exercise. After say, wamo ako ebi akwaba na so mako operation. Let me use the word operation. They come and do debriefing exercise. They debrief themselves. Yeah, when you're planning, say, so Kotoko did what we call a post-mortem on the game that was played. Then they will look into the games that will be played further. 82 games now watching him, which a China Kotoko, Accra Lions, Sunday Kotoko, ball club at the Nations FC Brankes. Discussions were done about 2 games, and I don't want to give you the full details of what happened, but discussions were done. Management, obviously, what they would tell the coach. The coach has what he would tell management, and those discussions were done. Then, on the game that was played on Sunday, and also the post-mortem was done. So normally at that meeting, the coach will be given the opportunity to explain what happened in the game to management, why the results was what it was, 1-1. Then the end winning, because remember, the previous meeting, analysis of this game. No more coach, yeah, corona, game we win here. At the ever call this number of points, 49. Then ya hope is win, so that exercise is done. They all meet and do that discussion, and they will give the coach the opportunity. Na coach in fact, sometimes those be a book game new year. Now players be a pra and a be a player no based on briefing. Head coach ni benya from the medical team no. And say head coach ni basa meeting we ya. Obe chirim and the management say a branch ABC upra no. Doctors say he may need surgery. Doctors say that be any surgery. He may need treatment, but it may take here this length of time so that everybody is on the same page. You align everybody with everything that is happening. So all technical information is aligned to the management. Then all management information that the technical team ought to also know is aligned to them so that they are aligned and they are on the same page. I hope I'm making sense. I hope I'm communicating. I hope take my enye emergency meeting, enye crunch meeting, enye crisis meeting. That's the one word I'm referring. Obi frame say pepe, Kotoko crisis meeting. No, enye crisis meeting. It is a regular technical stroke management meeting or management stroke technical meeting that is done after games. And it be a course on. Now, one discussion that happened there was about the striking department of Asante Kotoko. Kotoko, there were 4 strikers. Remember, they started the season with 2. Abrante Edi Abet Amwa, any Sudanese of the Karim co US, or maybe enti Ebeka Abetamwa, Ekwaku Prai. But good news for Kotoko is almost signing 3 strikers into Kotoko striking department. Now, management wanted to know from the head coach what's happening because I say strikers, I'm fire. On the video, I'm before the game, me catch us the Kotoko strikers are not scoring, and that's a concern to me. Na me asabe, enyam nam sign ranche no, enyam nam trio moka, enyam nam trio winning bonus. If me a concern, how much more the management of the club? So clearly, discussions were done in that direction, and so Sunday game, all the 4 strikers of Kotoko ebo game nibi. So Kotoko started with Abet Amwa and Kwampuku. Kwampuku was taken out. Before Kwampuku ye yin afrim no, na baba ya afrim ama Samson eduku aba. Kaise abrante di ede minta ebe yi Kwampuku. So all the 4 strikers of Kotoko ebo game nibi. Discussions were done. Coach, why are the boys not firing? Why are the strikers not scoring? What could be the problem? Abetamwa and any leading lines and Okoba, she was striking from the right. Is it possible that we can push him in the middle and try something else? Or where normal discussions are. I'm sure you are also have this thought. You had na coach on fire Abetamwa, Emi Jinani position cmenesel abetamo a strike from right wa emfa and he had a normal ball the normal position in him, which is all lead lines because at the time na all lead lines near share na or share goals then obi so na adwene beba da bi o na se kwa mpoku bae no so ehye Kwame the first 4 games or so or share 5 goals competitions or share league and the FA Cup into what could be the problem. These are the issues that management will ask. Say wow bebusa me amebusa. So they will ask, then the coach will take time and explain. And one of the explanation coach edebema because we were the kaka public domain tinam de babonte nyanza coming for mabonte coach actually say and now Sunday post match or say Albert Amoa or one Great Olympics now or striking from the right side, no a strike or striking from the right. He normally did not play as a central striker. It a no coach ni moment converted Albert Amoa as a number 9, typical number 9. You see, this is a fine explanation from the coach. So me per more goals. Me was striker. The team no balance me kofano. No ball as a wing forward or striker from the wing. And I mean what typical number 9 in Kwampuku. So why don't I deploy them so that I'll get more goals? On your science explanation about NASA management at your margin about okay. And the other name pushing image metal because a bra Kwame Poku free no. I'll be lead lines as your number 9. As a no creative more. As a striking instance in eba, what can we do? These are discussions. And yet take a crisis, a crunch. You understand? But of course, any brewum, Kotoko management, any abrese, they want to, as it were, get the team going. Into discussions were done. Again, another question that came up, the creativity of Asante Kotoko. See, league na chance no. Ansan ye ba be break league no ewo nsuatre sa asem na kosi no na Kotoko the most the side that created most chances in our league but no mun utilize no mo botugu if it's a league na san resume ye no Kotoko a ball game o Legon Cities ball mo creative pa from that game Kotoko creative spark no ateko into discussions in the meeting were done around it. Now makacho say meeting because so ewo adako jachi adam be video me sure so wonhwe ya obitima sa akohwe na ye Kwasi Appiah the sporting director, Malik Jaber the technical director and Orani din Edi Prosper and am catch so money baba ya any abrante the din Edi Imano Entry ehia discussions course. A lot is expected from the two creative midfielders of Kotoko. How they create the chances for the strikers, how they themselves can add numbers in terms of assists and goals. And so that topic also came at a meeting. And on the meeting, Prosper Nate Ogum, as the head coach, can say we are the technical director Malik Jaber, and so the observations about the game. The observations are about the coach or the Beba, because he is the technical director. And Prosper reports to him. And one also and the reporter, but not submitted to Prosper. Means to coach them who yeni. Then the sporting director Kwasi Appiah, luckily, on also sign a technical brain. And so Edna Drencher Eba. No more edit technical in common. Into when it comes to say creativity now, Coach Kwasi Appiah be demoted to my actually, then technical director then the Baba. Prosper will explain why Babaya was taken off as his first sub. Now or they one far entry by them or they eduku by what was the intent, what were Kotoko trying to do. Now Kotoko were trying to attack from the wings. These are open and frank discussions. Now me as a corporate person, there be a meeting as a serious or be me excuse me sorry. As a meeting you can't normally company or meeting at a seriousness or form. And yan talk about any brew meeting. Meaning, what's my point as here? For those of you out there, I'm your corporate jobs. Meaning, sometimes when they tell you that your bosses are coming, there is something serious going to happen, and yan talk. But that is the spirit. Ya de jumanti ese eni brebam ye wi ane asre se ye coke bi ane etu ano ne anom se ye bi ane anom se ye whiskey bi ane ehwehwe kakra ne anom ne asre ne ekọ na ekonya results na ye pen eti meeting there and say yes serious nkwa. Now, another point that was raised, Kotoko defending set pieces. Kotoko pando out of Lions. A set piece was used to score against Kotoko. Okay. Then, Kotoko, any true democracy, set piece and a true democracy at the share Kotoko. And na Kotoko ni bechem at the set piece corner kick a share ti bechem the ya corner kick. And pijana yeboa a pem share. Then quando out of lines there no, it was a free kick. And a buy Emma 47th minute a branch of Fikwana no abem or the ball ever to atem. Kotoko true democracy free kick and on board they take you deflection and the Kotoko. A discussion was also done on set pieces and Sanyo and how Kotoko can defend better, how Kotoko can be first in the air, how the goalkeeper and once Prosper Abeji no so kono in the place na ko share no ma ko di san komo. That discussion was also done. Again, one thing that came up and a coach kan e wono ni report technical director kan sporting director kan na Apinkra ko se obi a o meeting as bi ehun se Kotoko build up no against Bechem was super slow. The how slow it was, it beat your imagination. So a discussion was done around why Kotoko, and so a ball that slow pace, and they discussed that. So we a new cross so a meeting I say. Then omuye no number discuss Wednesday game Kotoko ekobo omuni Accra Lions no Kotoko ekobo. Esa coach kwaba submit the players or the omonko no defend it list no dey kono and all of that. So me pacho meeting no enye emergency meeting enye crisis meeting enye meeting akoma wosoro ye be pamule da bi enye za meeting bi ene call so me mpese me read details na nkasa bebrebe e dey ama ya dem ase se muguso na mo hwe ye nyame aya adoma in the afternoon ye wo super stories me ensa bi ene ye di nyina abema ho ewo jimadi. Thank you so much for always watching us. We are grateful that you continue to watch us. May the Almighty God be with us all. God bless you.